Judges, Shoftim, chapter 1. And it came to be after the death of Yahoshua that the children of Israel asked Yahuwah, saying, who of us should go up first against the Canaanites to fight against them? And Yahuwah said, Yehuda goes up. See, I have given the land into his hand. And Yehuda said to Shimeon, his brother, come up with me into the allotment, and let us fight against the Canaanites. And I myself shall also go with you into your allotment. So Shimeon went with him, and Yehuda went up, and Yahuwah gave the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hand. And they smote 10,000 men at Bezek. And they found Adoni Bezek, and fought against him, and smote the Canaanites with the Perizzites. But Adoni Bezek fled, and they pursued him, and they caught him and cut off his thumbs and his big toes. And Adoni Bezek said, 70 sovereigns with their thumbs and big toes cut off used to gather under my table. As I have done, so Elohim has repaid me. They have brought him to Jerusalem, which is Jerusalem, and he had died there. And the children of Yehuda fought against Jerusalem and captured it and smote it with the edge of the sword and lit the city on fire. And afterwards the children Yehuda went down to fight against the Canaanites who dwelt in the mountains, in the Negev, and in the low country. And Yehuda went against the Canaanites and dwelt in Hebron. Now the name of Hebron was formerly Kiriath Arba. And they smote Sheshai and Ahiman and Talmai. And from there they went against the inhabitants of Devir. Now the name of Devir was formerly Kiriath Sefer. And Caleb said, he who smites Kiriath Sefer and shall capture it, to him I shall give my daughter Aksa as a wife. And it came to be when she came in that she urged him to ask her father for a field. And when she got off from her donkey, Caleb said to her, what is the matter? And she said, give me a barakah, a blessing. Since you have given me land in the Negev, give me also springs of water. So Caleb gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. And the children of the Canaanite, father-in-law of Moshe, went up from Ir, Ha-Tamarim, with the children of Yehuda into the wilderness of Yehuda, which is in the south of Arad. And they went and dwelt among the people. And Yehuda went with Shimeon his brother, and they smote the Canaanites who inhabited Sephath, and put it under the band. So the name of the city was called Hormah. And Yehuda captured Azah and its border, and Ashkelon and its border, and Ekron with its border. And Yahuwah was with Yehuda, so they took possession of the mountains, but they were unable to drive out the inhabitants of the plain, because they had chariots of iron. And they gave Hebron to Caleb, as Moshe had said, and he drove out from there the 3 sons of Anak. However, the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites, who inhabited Jerusalem. So the Jebusites had dwelt with the children of Benjamin in Jerusalem, so to this day. And the house of Joseph also went up against Bethel, and Yahuwah was with them. And the house of Joseph sent men out to spy out Bethel. Now the name of the city was formerly Luz. And the watchmen saw a man coming out of the city, and they said to him, please show us the entrance to the city, and we shall show you kindness. So he showed them the entrance to the city, and they smote all the city with the edge of the sword. But the man and all of his clan they let go. And the man went to the land of the Hittites, and built a city, and called its name Luz, which is its name to this day. You come for Bible study. Yes, you did. And Manasseh did not dispossess Beth Shean and its villages, for Teanak and its villages, nor the inhabitants of Dor and its villages, nor the inhabitants of Yibleam and its villages, nor the inhabitants of Megiddo and its villages, for the Canaanites desired to dwell in that land. And it came to be when Israel was strong that they put the Canaanites into compulsory labor, but did not completely drive them out. Neither did Ephraim drive out the Canaanites who dwelt in Gezer, so that the Canaanites dwelt in their midst in Gezer. Neither did Zebulun drive out the inhabitants of Kitron or the inhabitants of Nahalol, and so the Canaanites dwelt in their midst and became compulsory labor. Neither did Asher drive out the inhabitants of Akko, nor the inhabitants of Sidon, nor Alab, nor Akzib, nor Helba, nor Afik, and nor of Rehob. So the Asherites dwelt in the midst of the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, because they did not drive them out. Neither did Naphtali drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh, nor the inhabitants of Beth Anath, but they dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, and the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh and of Beth Anath came compulsory labor for them. And the Amorites pressed the children of Dan into the mountains, for they would not allow them to come down to the valley. And the Amorites desired to dwell in Mount Heres, and Aelon, and in Shaalbim. But when the hand of the house of Joseph became stronger, they became compulsory labor. And the border of the Amorites was from the extent of Akrabim, from Selah, and upward. Hallelujah.